like sucking and sucking and swallowing, or sometimes spitting, whatever your preference is, so are the games of our lives. I'm of course talking about Kirby, and these are the games of our lives. Super Mario and Pokemon and all the games that took us to another place and made us want to keep playing all night. These are the games of our lives.
Welcome to the Games of Our Lives podcast. Tony, that was a 10 out of 10 intro.
Thank you.
So happy to have you here. So happy to be back together with you again.
Missed you.
Missed you too, man. And we missed you guys and you and gals and non-binary pals. All of our listeners. Happy whatever day of the week it is that you're listening to this. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, of course, we're talking about Kirby. Specifically, we're talking about Kirby 64. Classic Nintendo 64 game. And, one of the games of our lives.
Yeah, maybe out of left field a little bit, but a good game. Solid game worth talking about, I think.
Listen, we were talking about left field 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Wii Sports, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
But before we talk about Kirby, let's talk about the news. And this week, there's a couple of big things going on here. So why don't we start with some little stuff, and then we'll go to the big stuff later. We're going to start with Pokemon revealing the newest regional variant, and that is Hisuian Voltorb was revealed. It is a grass electric type with adorable eyes, and I kind of love it. Tony, how do you feel about it?
I don't really like it. I don't think you could just throw chibi eyes on a really, 25-year-old Pokemon that's always been very serious and just kind of, I don't know, didn't really seem like it cared for you too much. It's just a very
angry Pokemon.
Yeah, it seems pretty angry, and now all of a sudden they're just like, let's give it some cute eyes, and all of a sudden you'll love it. I'm like, no, it looks kind of stupid. That's not Voltorb to me. You can't.
It worked for me.
Everyone loves it, I'm sure, like all the other forms. I don't like any of the Hisuian forms. This game is not already.
I agree with you for the most part, but there's a couple that I'm like, all right, like we're cool with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about this game. Maybe, I don't know. This game will come out and it'll probably change my life, and I'll think, all right, this is the new wave. This is amazing that this exists, but there is a part of me that right now is not ready for that hype train, and until the game comes out and proves it to me, I'm just going to try to stay level-headed about it and calm.
It's kind of wild. This game's only coming out like in a month and change, so...
It's really close.
Yeah. You know what's here, though? Forget about close. You know what's here?
What?
Garfield and Friends. Garfield was added to Nick All-Star Brawl. And what's not to love?
Is Garfield a Nicktoon?
You know what? That is the question that I was asking myself. They obviously Nickelodeon must have acquired Garfield, otherwise Garfield would end up in that Warner Brothers Brawl game that's coming out. So yeah, Garfield must be a Nickelodeon property these days, which that's fine. It's kind of cool. I like it.
I don't understand any of that stuff.
Still have not and will not played Nick All-Star Brawl. I can't bring myself to spend $60 on that game.
Well, a little spoiler alert. Oh, I'm notorious for the spoiler alerts, but yeah, I have played it a couple days ago actually for the first time because GameStop on the Sunday before Black Friday, they had some insane deals on games, and they had All-Star Brawl for $20.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts?
It's fun. It's not, I don't know. I think I need to play it more, but it's probably worth $20. I want to say it's cool just because of the cast of the characters and the movement and the speed, and it handles really nicely. But you can't change your controller like button mapping, so I can't jump with the control stick like I do in Melee and stuff. It's you have to jump with X, and like everything does what it does, and some characters are way more busted than other ones, I think, and it's but it's cool to be flying around as Korra, or like Aang on the just going around. It's cool to like be Invader Zim and Cat Dog, and I mean Michelangelo. I heard is the most broken character, so I just picked him when my girlfriend and I were playing. She was using Toph the whole time, and I was like going through all the different characters. I'm like, all right, this is
nice.
cool. This is cool. And then I picked Michelangelo, and I was like, oh, this is like Marth. He's just got like the endless sword.
Oh dang, he doesn't even have a sword.
Which one? The blue one, Leonardo?
Leo has a sword, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Whoever has two swords, that the blue guy is broken.
Yeah,
and,
Leo.
That's my knowledge of the Ninja Turtles. You Ninja Turtle fans out there, I know Bill's one of them. But I give this game 6.5 out of 10. It's pretty fun.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Fun. It's fun. It definitely held our attention. Not great. A lot of improvements, but maybe 6.5 is pretty good, I think.
That's fair. Maybe when I come home, I'll have to play it with you.
I think that's a good idea.
You know what else is a good idea? When two companies collaborate and create something beautiful, Razer and Hello Kitty have paired up to create the Hello Kitty gamer chair. It just looks like one of those cool race car looking video gamer chairs. Personally, listen, I've tried sitting in several of those gamer shaped chairs, and I'm not a fan of how uncomfortable they are. I got a nice little leather back, with two handles and solid back support, solid arch support. It looks like an old man chair, but I don't care.
Nothing wrong with that, baby.
Comfort first. It's not as cool as a Hello Kitty gamer chair, I'm not gonna lie. But Hello Kitty ain't that comfy.
First. Yeah. Comfort first, always. Yeah, I don't really ever use those chairs. I've probably only sat in one once. They're not I don't think they're, I don't know. I have like the same pleather chair.
They don't feel comfortable to me. I don't know.
I'll give them another chance.
If you were to put a single character on a gamer chair, who would you put on that gamer chair?
Hurricane Chris, the rapper.
Oh, damn. I was going to say Snorlax, but I like your answer.
That's a tough one.
Although Yogibo makes a Snorlax like beanbag chair, and that's kind of hype.
Yeah, they do. Dude, there are some like things on Pokemon Center, like a giant Mareep, or just like that Snorlax chair. There's stuff that's just like $400. Just like crazy.
I saw a Lucario plush. It's like a 3.5 foot tall, so I guess like Pokedex measurement size, like actual size Lucario. And it was like $450. I was like, yeah. What the hell?
That's so bad. That I feel like that probably costs as much as like the 6-inch cuties that I've bought recently. Like that, there is no difference. Like the little bit of material, like the labor, that it can't be a big deal. But they're like, oh, instead of this $10.99 thing for a really, really good deal for a plushie, I think getting like free shipping on almost
it's literally
everything.
Just like it. You take the Lucario sitting plushie and you stack 3 more on top of it. That's the size of it.
Yeah,
like it's not 4 times. It should only be 4 times as expensive.
Well, if it's 3.5 feet, then it's probably like 11 or so.
Even if it's 10 of them, they're $12.
Yeah, all right. So it still doesn't translate anywhere.
That's like $150 max. This bad boy's $445. Pokemon Center, wag of the finger on your plush prices. Christ.
Quick wag. Yeah, that's definitely well deserved. That's a well deserved wag.
Oh my god. And that's all we got to say about a Hello Kitty gamer chair.
Thanks, Hello Kitty.
And last night, the last piece of news is going to be dedicated here to the Game Awards 2021, which happened last night. And if for those who are unaware, it is a 3-hour event where a bunch of video games are awarded. They have like best game, best soundtrack, best action game, best family game, best acting, best screenplay. Like, it literally is like an Oscars for video games. Half of the event is them awarding the games. Half of the event is basically trailers for new gaming things coming out. And there's also like a couple of musical guests. Like yesterday I learned that Imagine Dragons are still relevant somehow. And also Sting is not as good as singing as he used to be.
Oh.
Sorry. Didn't mean to destroy all the Sting fans out there, but like he did a C- job.
We just lost a lot of listeners.
Sorry. Sorry, Mom and Dad.
Is there goes the demographic. Thank you, Bill.
But let's talk about a couple of the awards that were given out. A couple of awards that stuck out to me were the Indie Game of the Year. Ended up going to Kina, Bridge of Spirits, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the What Have You Been Playing segment. Metroid Dread won Best Action Game. And then the Game Award Game of the Year nominees were Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. And the winner was It Takes Two, who also won Best Family Game of the Year over like 4 Nintendo games, including Mario Party Superstars. I'm willing to burn down this Game Awards over that alone. Because not only is It Takes Two is a great game. Do not get me wrong. The fact that it won Best Family Game when it is about a couple going through a divorce is one of the wildest things. Yo, shout out Best Family Game. Mom and Dad are no longer celebrating Christmas together. It do be like that.
And just like that, it's turned to a very dark episode.
It's okay. We'll cheer it up with Kirby in a little bit.
Sure, yeah, Kirby. That is what Kirby does.
I've been lucky. Tony, have you played any of these Game of the Year nominees?
I have not.
So I've played a few of them. The ones that I have not played, Resident Evil Village, which I hear is great. Horror games just typically aren't for me, so I haven't gotten around to it yet. And Psychonauts 2, which I played the first Psychonauts game because it's on Game Pass, and I played that this summer. Just haven't gotten to Psychonauts 2 yet. Loved Psychonauts 1. It was a really fun game. Heard Psychonauts 2 is a really great experience. Just haven't gotten there yet. Deathloop I played about 5 hours of, and it's a really fun game. I'm sure if I played more of it, I would like fall in love with it. So I fully expected that to win. Metroid Dread is the Nintendo Game of the Year. It's Nintendo's second best game that came out this year, maybe third best game, in my opinion. Mario Party Superstars is great. Mario Golf Super Rush is the undisputed champion.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. For me, I think Superstars is one in my heart, but Golf is right there too. And Metroid Dread was awesome, so I can respect it. Rift Apart was really good. It was like the first PS5 exclusive game to come out like 6 months after the console launched. Beautiful game. The story was kind of boring, so it would have shocked me if it won. It was a really fun game. I played through it. It was solid. And then It Takes Two. My girlfriend and I have played probably 3 or 4 hours of the game. It's from what I can gather, it's like a 12 to 13 hour game. It is exclusively a multiplayer game. You play as a husband and wife who turn into 2 little toy dolls and have to explore where it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of, but with a bunch of wild shenanigans going on, including squirrels trying to kill you. It was weird. I didn't expect that to win like Game of the Year. I thought it was like, oh, that's like a nice little niche title. And here we are, Game of the Year. If I had to pick one game, I'd probably pick either Metroid Dread or Deathloop out of the nominees from my perspective. But it was definitely a big, like, whoa, that It Takes Two ended up winning.
Sounds like every award show.
Tony, what would be your Game of the Year if you had to just pick one right now?
Miss Pac-Man.
I wasn't specific on the year. Sorry. Your game of 2021
had to have come out this year.
Yeah.
Because I would still say Miss Pac-Man. Let's see. I don't know. Probably a Switch game. It's pretty bad. I don't know. Pokemon Go, I guess? No. I've been falling in love with, like, older stuff lately, too, but I think the games I play most on the Switch it's probably Mario Golf, but that can't be the game of the year, you know? No matter how good, it's still a golf game. I feel like that
Right.
It could be, I guess, because of what they did put, you know, speed golf in it, but is making a game based off of a sport, like, I feel like that kind of disqualifies you. I'm not sure if I'm 100% behind my own statement when I say that, but that's just the first thing that comes to my mind. But I still like it way more than... I don't know. I don't have any connection to any of these games, honestly. I don't really like any of these franchises.
It's definitely an interesting year for a Game of the Year nominee situation. 2021, you know, coming fresh off the pandemic, you don't have a lot of huge AAA titles.
Yeah.
You know, Metroid Dread, yes, it's a AAA title technically because it's a Nintendo game, but it's basically been a dead franchise for the last 20 years, let's be real. And it's not like a Mario or a Zelda. Like, Mario and Zelda are, like, if one of those two games came out, like, that's just guaranteed Game of the Year contender right there. But there really isn't a game that had, like, universal, like, audience exposure. I almost feel like Resident Evil Village may have been the quote biggest game of all of these.
I believe that. Yeah, Resident Evil has a humongous following.
Right.
It Takes Two definitely intrigues me. I like playing games with other people where you're reliant on each other. I think it's just a cool way to interact with another being, and I think it's a cool way to go through a game. But I do want to mention that I scrolled down looking at all the awards, and if it makes anyone feel better, under the player's voice, which is 100% public voted award with a 3-round nomination process that began with 30 games. Sorry, Wikipedia, I can't give you $3, even though you ask me all the time to provide me with all this information. But the people said Halo Infinite. So there's a game that you know is good, and that's, whoever picks these games might be the same people grading them, and flipping them for $1 million. It could all just be a scam, could all just be garbage, which I think that most awards are, and I definitely think that game grading is, especially WADA, wag of the finger, shit, tip of the hat to Carl Jobs for making another video exposing them, and yeah, Halo Infinite's probably really good.
Yeah, I agree with everything you say there.
You better.
Just kidding. It's always worth giving the $2.75 to Wikipedia, you monster. One day it's just not going to be there anymore, and the world's going to catch on fire.
Yeah, they're going to be like, man, $3? We don't have $3? Dave Chappelle.
Nope.
Sorry.
So there were a couple of big reveals as part of the Game Awards as well. It's almost like an E3 light, where not only is the focus on the awards themselves, but it's almost more of like a reveal show. And a lot of the hype and praise from the Game Awards is some of the stuff. For example, a couple of years ago, Super Smash Bros. Had a character reveal there. They revealed the little Phantom Thief guy from Persona. Joker, that's his name, Joker. So that was like, so people are like, whoa, like that's pretty solid to pull like a big Nintendo reveal. There was no big Nintendo reveal this year. I think a lot of people were like low-key expecting something, but there were a couple of other big announcements that were made. Cuphead is getting a DLC Island announced. It is a DLC pack that has a handful more boss fights. You can play as Cuphead, Mughead, and a Chalice Girl.
Mugman?
Yeah, Mugman.
That's a name? That is the worst name I've ever heard.
He's a mug. What can I say?
That is awful.
So that's super exciting. It's actually kind of a shock considering the game is almost 5 years old now, that it's just now getting a DLC. But
really
it's kind
let
of
him enjoy
cool.
it.
Yeah,
It is cool.
absolutely.
Yeah, I always wanted to play that. I've always wanted to play that game. I heard good things about it.
It's fun. It's really hard, but it's fun.
That sounds good. That sounds pretty good.
Another cool announcement was this 2D Metroidvania style game where you play as the Grim Reaper. It's called Have a Nice Death. Very Hollow Knight meets like Metroid energy, where it's a 2D platformer. There's a lot of like big boss fights. There's a lot of tricky platforming and stuff like that. So that should be really cool. And then I think the biggest announcement that was made last night, of course, was Sonic Frontiers, an open world Sega Sonic game.
That has the potential to be unbelievably good. It has. Wow. All right. I have to take a deep breath before I say this. There's the big statement.
Let's hear it.
No, I don't really know if I even mean this. If this game lives up to its potential and is as good as it could be, if not better, it may make up for all of the bad Sonic games that have come out since 2005.
That's a huge statement right there, and I don't think you're wrong. Like, honestly, I mean, all you really have to beat is like Sonic Adventure 2. If this game is better than Sonic Adventure 2, it is the best game in the last 15 years, 20 years. So the bar is low for 3D Sonics.
Very low. Sonic Mania was great.
Mania was great, and a lot of people actually really like that one where you play as the 3 Sonic characters.
Sonic Heroes?
Yeah, a lot of people I'm finding out really liked Sonic Heroes. But
That's a good game.
Yeah, it was fun. I thought it was like I don't know, I didn't love it when it came out, but I can see why people like it.
I played the hell out of that game when I was younger. That was still in the era of, we're going to play this game. We're not just going to put it down after 10 minutes and go, I don't like it. I have access to everything. It's just like, no, I'm
right.
This is the Sonic game that's out, and I want to play it. I want to explore it, and that world definitely sucked me in as a kid. It's a fond memory that I haven't really tapped into in 15 years.
Oh, my God. Well, hopefully Sonic Frontiers rekindles that feeling in your soul. Comes out holiday 2022, so it will be competing with Zelda, which is supposed to be coming out in, I'm assuming, Q4 2022. Yeah, man, that's 2 loaded games right there.
That's a ballsy move.
2022 is looking like a wild year for video games.
It's setting up to be one, definitely is. We're going to have a lot to talk about next year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially since we're going to start off with Pokemon Legends Arceus in January. Like, come on, son. Come on.
That's just it. It's going to be a whole episode, I think, right?
Probably. Honestly, probably.
What could we do? What have we been playing and talk about it for an hour and a half and then try to talk about anything else?
Can't do it. That means we're getting to the meat and potatoes here. We are talking about, honestly, low-key, one of my favorite Nintendo 64 games, period.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, loved it. One of the first games as a child I've ever 100%ed.
Wow.
Yeah.
All the cards, too?
Yep.
That's so impressive.
It took me 4 freaking ever. But wow. We are talking about Kirby 64. Came out in June 2000. A late bloomer for the Nintendo 64, considering the GameCube came out, I think, late 2000 or early 2001. But it is was an instant classic and really did things that Kirby had never done before, including the ability to combine powers. And it's, to this day, something that Kirby really hasn't gone back to in a big way, and it's kind of disappointing. It's something that I think Kirby fans have been hoping for the last 21 years. Just the ability to combine powers is just such a cool idea, and it's a shame that they've never gone back to it.
Agreed completely. If you've played one Kirby game besides like Kirby's pinball. They're, if you've played one, you've played them all, basically. As far as the main series adventure stuff goes, but this is probably the only one. Not like I've played all of them, but I can't imagine every single one of them is too far out, and this one really isn't either. But I'd say it's the best Kirby game ever made, right?
I think to date it's my favorite Kirby game. It's the only Kirby game, so it is at its heart still a 2D side-scrolling Kirby. However, the environments are fully rendered in 3D, and the angles of the level do add to like the 3D element to it. The one of the standards in Kirby is that Kirby can fly, and this is the first game to limit Kirby's flying ability. So you don't really have like a strong vertical movement capability in this game without the help of certain powers, of course. And it definitely forced players to... It's definitely one of the hardest Kirby games. I'll say that much, because you can't just fly over everything. You have to kind of face some things head on. It becomes a pretty difficult Kirby game.
I haven't beaten this game.
Really?
Yeah, I'm happy that you have so much experience with it.
What is your experience with the game?
It was probably during... I always forget the age, but I want to say it was between the age... It was probably when I was like 23, I want to say. Between 20 and 24, I would just, when I played Diddy Kong Racing again, when I would just go through like Paper Mario and just enjoy like one-player games that I can't play now for some reason, and I sat down and played this game, and I was really into it, really enjoying it, and I do like the fact that it is limited flying, and that it is a little bit harder than most Kirby games, because it kind of makes a Kirby game interesting. It's kind of too easy with the way a normal Kirby game works. You still destroy everything, and you can still fly better than any Smash character, besides like Jigglypuff. So it's just like you're still at a big advantage, but it kind of makes it feel like less of a invincibility broken, like ability that they give you, and more of a, all right, you're doing this, but you still have to utilize it correctly to navigate properly,
Right.
And I forget what boss fight it was, but I couldn't beat one of them, and I got mad, and it was probably in like the third or fourth world, and I took a break, maybe deeper in the game actually, and I didn't return to it until a couple months ago, when I was like, damn it, I need to play this game. I need to beat that boss battle. It cannot be that hard. Can I sit down for more than 20 minutes and like get back to it, and when I'm there for more than 20 minutes just like actually learn how to beat it, and don't just not ever play it again. And I got to like the third or fourth world, and I'm enjoying it. I haven't played it much since, but I was enjoying it a lot, and I don't think that I got to that boss fight because nothing has really challenged me a real like being a real problem, but I'm excited to play it, and when I finally beat that, I will see the rest of the game and probably get mad at other stuff and then not play it for another 9 years or 5 years or math, whatever.
I think one of the most frustrating things about this game is in each world, or in each level, I should say, there are 3 crystal shards that you need to collect. This is the first Kirby game with 3 collectibles in each level, and Kirby's kind of kept that throughout the series since then. With the crystal shards, a lot of them are behind ability-locked panels or doors, and there's a lot of levels where it requires a specific combination of 2 powers, and a lot of the times one or both of those powers are not in that level, so you need to go and get a power combo from another level, come into that level, make sure that you don't lose that power throughout the level, and then use it for this one little door to unlock a crystal shard. And that definitely is the hardest part of the game, when you learn that you cannot see the ending of the game until you collect all 74 crystal shards.
Wow.
Because you need to unlock the true ending. You end up fighting against a little orb monster as like the de facto boss of the game when you're just playing through it. But unless you have all 74 crystal shards, you cannot unlock the Shadow World, which is, it's basically like a short level into a final boss. It's not like a whole world.
Oh, that sounds sick.
And you face this final boss, and you're Kirby flying on a giant crystal shard, and it is almost like a Star Fox perspective, where like the boss is way out in front of you, and Kirby's just like, you can move Kirby all around your screen and fire forward, and you're fighting this giant eyeball monster called 02, who, by the way, has one of the sickest final boss themes that a character in a game has. And I was like this goes hard. Even for Kirby, this goes hard. And yeah, I really love the way that they did that, and it really opened something inside of me where I was like, I need to start 100%ing games now, because what if you can't get to the true ending unless you 100% the game? Like, this isn't just some Yoshi on top of a castle nonsense. Like, you beat Bowser, but you can't even get to 02 unless you have all 74 crystal shards.
I don't like collectathons at all, but I think that this is a rare case of I love that. I think that's so badass.
I think it's fair, though. I think because this isn't really you're not overwhelmed with collectibles, and there are only 3 per level. So it's not like you're ever like, oh my god, like, there's going to be so freaking many. How can I find them?
It's the right amount.
Right.
And the challenge is right, too.
I would agree. For the most part, I would say you can get through and get probably 60 to 65 of the crystal shards on your first run through. If you just did your first run through each level, you probably can get like 60 to 65. Some of them are a little sneaky. Some of them are not necessarily obvious. And some of them require combos where you're like, freaking really, my guy? And but for the most part, it's not. Listen, I beat the game as a freaking 12-year-old, all right? It's not impossible.
You're a pretty smart kid.
Hey, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm fine.
So modest.
Yeah, I remember I played this game a lot. I didn't actually own the game at first. This was one of those Blockbuster games, and one of my really good friends growing up had a copy of this game, and him and I would trade games every once in a while, like, I'll let you borrow this if you let me borrow that. So did that with Kirby. I do own it now, finally, but that's how I ended up beating the game the first time, was just borrowing my friend's copy.
Does he still have that copy?
I assume he still has that copy, probably.
Dude, you should ask to trade copies with him. That way you have your childhood 100% copy.
Oh, I don't even know that 100% file even exists anymore.
Just a text away.
True. I can do it.
I think that'd be cool to have that. It'd be sick.
Or I'll just have to do it again.
Or you'll just have... Now you're getting me wanting to do that 02, that music. It just sounds so good for this good Kirby game. Like, everything about that. I had to trade games. I was 12. I beat it. I had to go back for this. It wasn't overwhelming, but it was just the right amount of difficulty and the right amount of things to collect. Like, it's all just a good era and a good challenging fun, and it just sounds like there's so much more to this game that I still have to delve into, and I'm excited to, because I like this Kirby game a lot.
Tony, do you have a favorite power-up combination in this game?
I like double rock.
Turn into giant rock Kirby.
Giant rock Kirby, and just touch anything and it's dead. Roll down hills, roll over stuff, touch anything. Literally, like, jump in the air as a regular Kirby and then turn into the stone Kirby, and just, if you're anything, you drop down like a rock. Everything that touches you in the sky, on the ground, it's all dead. You kill everything. You're just a rock.
So good.
How about you?
Actually, one of my favorites is the Rock Cutter combo. Rock Cutter lets you turn into one of Kirby's buddies from Kirby's Adventure 3. So you can turn into, like, the owl, the fish, the little bird. I thought that one was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, that one's sick.
Because that little bird can, like, fly really high and it's really fast. I think it's like the fastest way to move around in the game. I really, really enjoy that. I think I really like Bomb Fire as well, because you turn into like Firework Kirby.
Yeah.
I think that might just be Bomb Bomb.
Really?
Bomb Bomb might be Firework Kirby? No, Bomb Bomb I think fires missiles from his face. I don't remember. A lot of them are really, really good, though. I like that ice and electricity makes you into Kirby, who turns into a fridge. Refrigerator Kirby spits out like healing items, which is really fun. But it has like no offensive properties.
That's so cool. What a cool game. All the balance, the different combinations do different things, changing characters and turning into one that's faster. That's so cool.
Right. You could even jump on like King Dedede's back for like certain like short parts of levels, and you can use his mallet and hammer things for a little bit.
Yeah. Keep talking.
And they have little minecart races in the game where you end up on like a sled or a minecart or something, and you have to go through a whole level avoiding obstacles. Very a la Donkey Kong Country with those minecart levels. Very similar energy. And those are a ton of fun. And there's a ton of collectibles. You have the crystal shards, and then at the end of each level, there is a mini game that you play where you're Kirby and you're jumping onto a picnic like blanket that has like 7 or 8 items on it. And there's healing items, there's little stars, which if you collect 100 stars, I think you get an extra life, something like that. But there's always also one item. It is a question mark card, and there's like a little like trading card collection that you can build up, and I don't remember how many there are, but there's basically a trading card for each enemy in the game, and the only way to get them is by playing this little mini game and jumping onto them. And that just requires you to play through like a ton of levels over and over again if you're going for 100%, which took a long time.
Yeah, it sounds like it's basically like a Mario Party equivalent of like swinging with sharks. You just have some like time the momentum and go the correct distance. And once you get it. But that is something that would eat me up to no end if I went through a whole level and died in the level a bunch of times and finally get to the end and I couldn't do it. I'd be so mad. That would just like take the fun right out of the game. So I'm happy that's not a requirement to get to the final boss. This
mini game, geez, I'm getting ahead of myself. This game also had 3 mini games, which honestly, on par with Pokemon Stadium mini games.
Really?
Oh my god, yes. So there's 3.
I know what I'm doing after this.
There's 3 mini games. The first one is 100-yard hop, and it is, I would say, if I were to compare it to a Pokemon Stadium minigame, it's very similar to Rattata Race, where you're playing this hopscotch game, and you can hit A to jump, I think, 2 spaces, B to jump 1 space. And the goal is to hop as quickly as you can to the end. However, there's little obstacles, so you have to make sure that, you don't want to jump into a puddle, so you have to make sure you hit A to jump over that puddle. But if it's 2 spaces away, you got to make sure that you're not hitting the button to accidentally jump into it. There's like frogs that are crossing, and it's a really like hectic and fun race to the finish. In these games you can play as either Kirby, Waddle Dee, Dedede, or Adelaide, who's the little artist. So those are like the multiplayer characters. There's also Bumper Crop Bump, which is more like the Mario Party game where you can you have to like collect the fruit in a basket as it falls down. Except what you can do is you can press a button and you'll swap positions with another player. So it's a lot more fast paced and everybody's on the same like horizontal plane. So you get a lot of switcheroos going on and it's a lot of fun.
It's like Honeycomb Havoc, kinda?
No. So it's an active movement game. So everybody's moving around trying to catch fruits that are falling down from the sky. And whoever catches the most fruits wins. But you can like bump people out of the way in order to get berries and stuff like that as they fall. The last mini game is called Checkerboard Chase, which is really cool basically everybody's on like it's like a 10 square by 10 square arena in the sky, and you press the A button, and what you'll do is all of the spaces that are directly in front of you fall out from underneath, and the goal is to get the other players to fall underneath you, and last one standing wins. I believe over time the arena shrinks, and it is hectic and a lot of fun. It is honestly 3 mini games with high replayability.
Wow. I have not played those. They all sound really good. I love good mini games. I play Pokemon Stadium just for the mini games.
You got to try them out. You got to try them out.
Tonight, definitely.
Yeah, they're so fun. So fun. My favorite is probably Checkerboard Chase, but there's not a bad one in the bunch.
It's going to be a good one for game night. Definitely going to bust that out on the boys. They're not expecting it.
Oh, yes. Do it. Do it.
I really like this game. It's seemingly different from games that I normally like, but I love this game, and it makes me feel like I do like games like these when they're done a certain way. Yeah, solid A+ game.
It's really good. I mean, the single player and multiplayer experiences are great. It's just really, really fun, really solid, and if you have the opportunity, please, highly recommended, go play it. Now, Tony, I got a tip of the hat.
Let me hear.
My tip of the hat this week is to the undisputed #1 worldwide ranked Mario Golf Super Rush player on the planet. And you didn't hear me stutter. I didn't say a mistake. Tony, for at least a couple of minutes, was the #1 ranked worldwide Mario Golf Super Rush player on the planet. Tip of the hat, dude.
Thank you. Wow, that was wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. What was the process, Tony? Take us through it.
The whole thing.
Start to finish, baby.
How much time do you have? Well, it started 1992. It was a rainy night. My mom was pushing, I was coming, and then fast forward some 29 years, and I'm in love with golf, Mario Golf. I noticed that when you get the unlockables every month, when that resets, and you could, get your rating up to A- and get the costume design or whatever of the month, the world rankings reset. And I thought, I wonder if you jump on as soon as it resets, if you could get yourself really, up there to #1. And I did that one day, and I think we might have talked about this actually, but I tried to do that one day. I said, the ladder reset, and I got myself to like top 500, and I'm like, I thought that was really cool. And Bill was like, yeah, it's actually like 14 hours ahead in Japan, and it resets at like 7 p.m. our time. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with Japan. I messed myself up real bad with the timing, but basically you were playing on Halloween night when it actually reset, ironically, just because someone told you to play it. I think you had told me,
right?
And you ended up getting like top 200, and I thought to myself, wow, he was on like hours before me. I had to grind to get the top 500. Well, okay, not grind, but play for like an hour and a half, and that was top 500. But like to get to top 100, I stopped playing for like 3 days. I had to grind for like a full Friday night, Saturday, Sunday to get to top 100. I really had to grind, and I was like, if you start right when that resets, I think you have a good chance of doing it. So, long story short, I did the math wrong. I thought it was going to be a Tuesday morning. It wasn't a Tuesday night, 7 p.m. I jump on, I play a game, I go 1 under, and right when the ladder resets, and I was put at 23rd in the world, and I thought, all right, so, if realistically, it was the newest map that came out, the All-Star map, and I ran through it once before, but I'm not too familiar with it. Regardless, I go 1 under. I'm like, if I went 3 or 4 under, that's probably #1 in the world, like instantly. I was live streaming, a kid in my chat is like, I got it. I'm just like, what the hell? Like, this kid's already #1. Like, this sucks. But that seemed a little too easy, almost. So, like, I don't know. I still probably would have felt really good about it. But I'm like, all right, I don't know. It's still possible, and it's still a really cool achievement in my mind, even if it can be done that easily, just to say that you were in that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so
come on, don't be modest.
No, I really feel that way. I feel like I just look at the way that speedrunners put literally thousands of hours into games to perfect them and just play them a
Right.
certain way. I also think a real achievement in this is setting a world record for like a high score on a course. Like my high score on rookie course is 26. I watched someone on YouTube get 37 under, so I'm just like, all right, that person is better at the game than I am. I think I can admit, but in the official rankings of the game itself within that like server, seeing number one, to me that is like cool as hell. And you know how much I love Mario Golf, and I think it's just a really, really unbelievable achievement. And I was like, I think it's sick. I want to try to do it. So basically, one game I'm 23 in the world after going one under. Next game I went to like 17, then 11, and then third. And I was like, I am third in the world right now according to this game, like amongst some other people. And I kept getting paired with the number one person, and we kept getting the same score. They might get one stroke better, and I'm like, all right, I'm kind of falling behind. I would jump to second in the world, back to third, to second, to third, to fourth, to third. I was just jumping around, and after like probably an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes, I think I was third in the world, and or second, and I had a bad game, and I was like, maybe I'm paying attention to the couple people in chat too much, and I'm kind of just like talking it through with them, and I'm not really paying attention to the game and like really focusing on all. I'm missing putts by like hitting the lip, like 45-foot putts. Like I'm just like I can make these. I really need to concentrate, and I'm like, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna cut it short and see what I can do. And I love talking to people that support me in on Twitch, and in chat. But for me to achieve this, I think I needed just to be alone to try to figure it out. So I turned off my
Right.
stream. In the very next game, I went 4 under, and I went from third in the world to first in the world. And when I saw that number one on there, I couldn't believe it. Like I didn't think it was gonna happen. My girlfriend came in the room. I told her I turned the stream off, and I was just like, I just did it. And she's like, what? And it was a nice moment. And then I, later on, I teared up a little bit. It was just such a moment for me, and just a lot of personal reasons. Game golf in general, and just this game specifically, both have very high sentimental value to me. So even for a brief moment in history, just long enough to get a recording or a picture of it, with me in the picture or my name on it to say that I was ranked number one in the world at that game, in a Mario Golf game that, I really like a lot. It was such a nice night and such a nice moment, and yeah, I'm very happy that I was able to do it. I was nervous, and it was again a little stressful, but we tried to just play as many games as we could to expedite that, the points we get, and also play as well as we could. And I played pretty good that night, and it happened, and I'm very, very happy, and proud of it. So thank you for the tip of the hat.
Hey, no, tip to you, man. Tip to you. Best in the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
Another tip of the hat, I would say, tip of the hat to the Game Awards for having some really cool reveals. That was really nice to see. Twitter was going off, and Sonic Frontiers looks ambitious and fun, if nothing else.
Will be fun. Will definitely be fun.
Tony, any other tips?
I got nothing. I got no tips. I'm sure good stuff has happened this week. Tip to the doctor and the nurse that figured out I had strep throat last week when I didn't think that I had that. I thought I might have had COVID. But yeah, I had strep throat, so that was...
You feeling better?
That. Yeah, I'm feeling good now. Amoxicillin, last pill tonight.
There you go, baby.
For all you people in serious question about my, medical diagnoses and such. Just kidding, but I feel pretty good today. A little bit of Christmas going on, but I gotta just gargle a little bit of salt water. Merry Christmas, more like Merry Trismas. That's what I've been saying around my house.
Hey. That hasn't gotten old, I'm sure.
Grandma gets tired of it, but no, I'm kidding.
Any wags of the finger, Tone? Who we normally we come out swinging with the wags of the finger.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you're right. I mean, I think I don't want to take the cheap, obvious way out, but I'm gonna say the judges for whoever votes on these games, like Game of the Year, I maybe wag my finger to them for
That's fair.
either being corrupt or just I don't know. I don't know what they're going for, but get with it. Sit down and play Mario Party for an hour and tell me that shit's
Thank
better.
you.
Thank
you.
And we're talking about a dice rolling game, but like, come on, now those mini games like that, It Takes Two could be life changing, could be amazing. I'm very intrigued by it, and I kind of want to play it, but like, eats a pizza, ice hockey, speed hockey, you know what I mean?
Undefeatable.
Like, yeah, what are you talking about? You crazy?
Come on, at least you got to give Superstar's best family game. Come on.
By far.
A country mile.
A country mile.
I don't know how long a country mile is, but I think it's longer than a standard traditional mile.
You've said it a couple times, and every time I think I really like that. I got to use that one day. Somebody on Twitter hit us up and let us know what a country mile is, because I've been saying it a lot and I'm probably using it wrong. Yeah, it's probably like 4 feet.
Yeah, right.
Country mile.
Country mile, just as far as you can see before the road turns.
Oh, that was a 10 out of 10.
Oh man. So Tony, what games have you been playing this week?
Let's see. I was just gonna say something good. Damn it, I can't remember. We're talking about Mario Party.
You got another country mile?
It was just about it was about Country Mile. I was saying I like that. I've been wanting to use that. It'll come to me. It just came to me, and now it's gone again. Or it was something I wanted to talk. Oh, it was the number one fan. That's what I was gonna say, dude. I'm just gonna cut off what have we been playing this week and go straight to a little section that we call Fan of the Week.
Fan of the Week.
Still that person from episode 2 that said something about like where their dad or something on Twitter, whoever that was, that person is still holding the number one spot.
Yeah, unshaken.
So someone please give us any reason to get rid of that. That guy has been dead for 8 years. Do you understand? Like, it has been a long time. There is a very, very low bar if you want to become a fan of the week. No donations, no not. You could follow me on Twitch or Bill. You could say hi on Twitter to HI. Send the tweet. That's all you got to do. That will get you a serious resume clinching job position finding. I mean, this is an achievement that you will be able to say you were number one fan of the week on the Games of Our Lives podcast. So,
oh my god,
no pressure, but if anyone wants to, you're more than welcome to. Everyone is invited. We love our fans very much. What have I been playing now? Been playing Sword and Shield, VGC online, and I've been streaming Pokemon Go battles the past couple nights, and I played Nickelodeon All-Star Ball a little bit.
All-Star Ball?
All-Star Ball, yeah. Yeah, that's about it. I was really in Sword and Shield, going deep, trying to get that master rank. Probably could have taken like 25 games of consistent winning. Took me like 80 games or like 79, but we got there though. Still a lot to learn in Pokemon, but yeah, we got there. So top 1,500 in the world, baby. What have you been playing, bro?
Nice, dude.
Thanks.
Been playing a few things, actually. Been pretty busy. So I did get the BDSP double pack, and I completed the main story for Brilliant Diamond. I am still playing the Shining Pearl Nuzlocke on my Twitch streams at Bill the Fajita. That I'm streaming that game every Tuesday night at 4 p.m. Central. I've been playing a little Super Paper Mario. on stream as well. That's been pretty fun. As far as off the clock, I've been playing some Mario Party Superstars, of course. That game, I love it so much. I finally hit 99 rank, which there's so just a heads up to people. That's not me being in the top 100. You just get a cumulative level the more you play, and it maxes out at level 99. So after probably, I would say, about 20 to 30 hours of gameplay, you hit that 99. So it's not really that difficult. You just got to play the game. But, not to toot my own horn, but pretty darn good at the game. What can I say? I enjoy it a lot.
You're a monster.
So for this game, there's an area in the game where you can look at your last board played for each board. It shows your results of the last time you played. And for each of the boards right now, it's like I'm almost afraid to go back and play it because I know I'm going to take some L's. But for each board, the last game that I played, I came in first somehow. So
that's a picture.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
That's a picture.
I'm pretty excited about that. And one of those dubs is against Tony, so I feel even better, to be honest with you. Because, listen, Tony has really bad luck in Mario Party Superstars, but he is definitely one of the better people at the mini games, for sure.
You really think that?
Yeah. I think between, me, you, and Tyler, I think the three of us are, on just about, I would say, equal footing for the mini games.
I think that's fair. The more I play this game, and I was so hoping that it was going to happen with this, the more I play it, the more I like it, because the tension starts to fall off the more you play it. I think, when you and I played it for the first time, I was so nervous. Every minigame was the end of the world. I was all right, I was just very stressed out the whole time, but the more I play it, the more I'm all right, yeah, they got a lucky space, everyone gets a lucky space, everyone could buy a custom dice block, all right, this minigame is, more luck-based, this is more skill-based, I'm better at this, I need to practice more at this, it's just another thing in life where the more practice you put into any aspect of that game, including every single minigame individually, you will see improvement, and you will be better than other people at it, and,
yep.
I kind of just thought I didn't have that approach when I first started playing, and I'm taking L's all the time, and I'm completely okay with it because I'm you know what, I want to win the minigame star. That's what means the most to me. There's certain games I can definitely improve in, and I'm at a really good place with the game, and I absolutely love the game, and I play it pretty consistently, and I would love to play again pretty soon.
We're going to have to make it happen then.
Bust your ass. Get that W out of there. I'm taking it because I only care about playing the game for winning. I don't care how bad I am at it. You understand?
Well, you better get those chance time strats ready.
Ooh, nice reference. But I'm not doing that. I'm going for minigame star. I'm playing it out. I'm counting every space.
Damn.
And I figured out how to roll a 10 every time. No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Well, I mean, you basically can because they give out the custom dice block like hotcakes in this game. So
true.
So that's not that big of a flex. Just kidding. It's pretty good.
Actually, I do kind of get every number when I go for the 10. So maybe I don't really get 3 that much.
I feel like I roll low generally. I roll 2 to 4 pretty consistently.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think there's a timing when you hit dice block and that dice block pops up. If you wait the same amount of time every time, this is probably completely wrong because I get algorithms check this, and I think someone just did that with a Mario Party. If it's
the old Mario parties, you would have a number assigned to you before you even when the turn started, your number was assigned to you. So even if you shut the game off, went back to it, you were always going to roll the same number no matter what.
Really?
Yeah. Though, at least for the Nintendo 64 games.
Wow, that's crazy.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if you can in this one, but I like to think that you can because it makes me think I don't know, I hate the dice rolls. I like that there are lucky
The dice rolls are the most stressful part of the game.
I think so. I really think so.
We're gonna have to play soon.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be playing this weekend. I'm excited. We record on Fridays,
and these episodes go up on days later.
Usually, just mere hours later.
Minutes, I would say. In fact, the people are already listening. They're actually ahead of us in the recording right now.
Couldn't even make it to live streaming. Just went straight to like they're
Future
already
streaming?
ahead of us. Yeah. Damn.
Last game I've been playing, by the way, is Kina Bridge of Spirits. That's the game that won Game of the Year for indie titles. It is, if you could imagine a 3D platformer that looks like a Pixar movie, it's exactly what it is. Really cool game. The music's great. The controls are really solid. I think at the price point, it's fair, although it feels steep for an indie game. But then again, look at Metroid Dread. It's a 10-hour game that I paid $60 for, whereas Kina was $40, and I'm already like 12 hours in. So
wow, $40 for an indie game is steep.
It sounds steep, but when you think about like the quality of the game, I guess it's easier to swallow that pill. Tony, what are the games you've been playing?
It's about it, honestly. We talked about Nickelodeon, talked about Sword and Shield, been streaming. Definitely been trying to stream. I can honestly say, I said this to my girlfriend a couple days ago. It just hit me. I'm in a pretty good place with gaming right now. Like, I'm still obsessed with like Pokemon Go battling, and I jump on Showdown and stuff. But there's just like a weight that I feel has been lifted. Like the Mario Golf thing really made me feel good, and something about just recording, like, you know, I recorded like one Yu-Gi-Oh match. I recorded more, but I only uploaded one to YouTube. Like that, and streaming, and just there are other games too. Like game night, we're playing Melee and Mario Strikers for GameCube, and just playing, even like VGC Pokemon, like Sword and Shield, just looking up teams for Series 11 and being like, all right, let me see what I could do. And just playing games and Mario Party and having fun with so many, you know, between golf and party and Pokemon and different kinds of Pokemon and different game night stuff. Like, there's just been so many good games happening for me right now. And then talking about, you know, doing this podcast and talking about games that I miss and that have impacted me so much. It's just like a very good headspace with video games right now. Even like when I lose in Pokemon Go battling, I feel like less invested in it. I still play it like every day, but if I lose, I'm just like, it is what it is, you know. I'm just not getting angry so much, and yeah.
I'm happy for you, man.
Thanks. That's what I've been playing.
Well, I think that's gonna do it for us today here at the Games of Our Lives podcast. I want to thank everybody so much for listening. As always, if you want to follow us online, we are at Games of Our Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and we post as weekly as we can get on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify. If you want to follow us on socials, you can follow Tony at The Poker Rapper. He is on TikTok. He is on Twitch. He is on Instagram. And myself, you can find me at Build a Fajita at all of the socials that you can find: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Tony, any last words for the people?
I have to piss so bad. Could not say with a straight face. No, thank you all for listening so much. Really fun episode today. They all are, but this one was really great. And we'll see you in the next one, baby. Stay hydrated.